welcome to Let's Go Racing right here on NBC Sports Philadelphia, the Hall of Fame. Dick Jerardi, Griffin joining you. We've got a jam-packed show. We got plenty of derbies to talk about, so let's find out what we're going to see on today's show. Some of the exciting races that happened right here at Parx, and we're going to take a look back at Smarty Jones as he heads to the Preakness 20 years ago. Can you believe that? And you'll meet trainer Ernesto Padilla-Preciado. We call him Cheeto, and he is having a career year. All these great stories and more, and the Delaware Handicap. So much coming up on Let's Go Racing. And welcome to Let's Go Racing. As I just mentioned, the Hall of Famer in the Hall of Fame room, Dick Jerardi. Really great slate of races that we look at, and just a nice time to be right up here in the Hall of Fame once again.
Yeah, no question, Chris. And it's that time where Saratoga is just open, Delaware is opening, and obviously we're coming up on our break here at Parx, but then the big month, late August and into September, and the PA Derby and the Cotillion. Can't wait.
Some warmer weather. Let's take a look right now at Parx Racing, and we took a look at that 8th race, and this was part of Parx Picks.
It was.
What happened?
Yeah, let's not discuss who I picked in this race. But it might have been the favorite, Disco Evo, at 4-5. And you know what? I took Craig Donnelly right along with me. We both picked the same horse. We didn't realize it, but Disco Evo, just a really solid record, 11 wins, 24 starts, solid favorite for Butch Reed and Frankie Pennington. And here is Jessica with the call.
And Talk to the Judge sticks her neck in front. Disco Ebo now half a length back in second, followed by Royal Poppy, Miss New York, Majestic Creed. She's in 5th. To the inside, Foggy Nights improved a position. She's in 6th. Early Edition, now the trailer, 21-4. Snappy opening quarters. They head down the backstretch, and Talk to the Judge doing all of the heavy lifting, with Disco Ebo looming to her outside, just half a length behind. Royal Poppy continues to coast along in 3rd. Then it's Miss New York, Majestic Creed, Foggy Night, and at the back, still Early Edition. They make their way around the far turn, and Talk to the Judge has some company. Disco Ebo has amped up the pressure. The half, 44-4. There's a quarter mile left to go. On the inside, Talk to the Judge with that big blaze running on gamely. Disco Ebo still can't quite get by her at the top of the stretch. Talk to the Judge resolute on the lead. Disco Ebo's in 2nd, losing some ground from off the pace. Early Edition's getting in gear late. It is Talk to the Judge and Paco Lopez under an all-out drive, trying to pull away. A 16th left to go. Talk to the Judge swishes her tail and fights on. Early Edition with a final try, trying to reel in Talk to the Judge, but Talk to the Judge gets the win, followed by Early Edition.
The Parx Picks doesn't get home there, but Mariah Montoya, she's been picking up some winners here lately.
She has indeed, loosened the lead for Talk to the Judge. 8-1 you got if you came up with Talk to the Judge. You've got some back races that could win. The question was, where was she? She hadn't raced since September. She was ready and ready to go.
That takes us right into the 7th race at Parx, and taking a look at this field. And who did you like in that one?
You know, I found this race not that complicated. It looked like a 2-horse race on paper. Paradise Valley, the bettors thought the same way, 6-5 for Kate DeMasi. And we're going to discuss our man Cheeto here in a little bit, but he had Talkin' Pharaoh. He's on a roll. He was 8-5. It looked like a 2-horse race on paper. And here's Jessica.
Talkin' Pharaoh has the lead. He has about 2 lengths over Paradise Valley in 3rd. Dylan's Ruby. Then in 4th, it's Capital Conquest to his outside, keeping it country in the gold blinkers. Then back to Respirator. And way at the back, Mr. Roundtree, 22-2 as they sizzle down the backstretch. It is still Talkin' Pharaoh with that lead. Paradise Valley inching a little bit closer. He's gotten the cue and he's beginning to improve. Dylan's Ruby's under a drive in 3rd. Capital Conquest, Respirator's making up some ground. He's in 5th and gaining. Nothing yet from Keeping It Country, and Mr. Roundtree still at the back. They go around the far turn. On the inside, Talkin' Pharaoh now bracing for the challenge of Paradise Valley, 45-1 for the half as they make their way around the far turn. Talkin' Pharaoh digging in. Paradise Valley all out to his outside. Dylan's Ruby still in 3rd. Capital Conquest under a drive. Respirator trying to sustain the bid, but they're all trying to reel in Talkin' Pharaoh, who's finding a little bit more. Paradise Valley down the center of the track, up to confront him. A 16th left to go. Talkin' Pharaoh looking for the wire. Paradise Valley gaining with every stride. Those two down to the wire. Paradise Valley or Talkin' Pharaoh.
And we just talked about trainer Mariah Montoya being on a roll. Kate DeMasi has really been on fire. Continue to see her in the winner's circle.
She really has been hot, the Hall of Famer herself, Paradise Valley. And it was a great finish, Chris, by a nose over Talkin' Pharaoh. Again, Cheeto's winning a lot of races, and he just missed winning this one.
We'll find out more about Cheeto and Ernesto Padilla-Preciado, but we're going to have our first break. We're going to come on back, and it's going to be part 4 of 5 of that great feature on Smarty Jones. 20 years ago, I still can't believe it. Come on back and join us on Let's Go Racing.
And as they hit the top of the stretch, Smarty Jones has taken the lead. The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss Cameron Marlowe on Friday, July 26th, plus platinum country artist Dylan Scott on Saturday, August 10th. Don't miss these two exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
The PA Horse Breeders Association has a remarkable story to tell. North America's most lucrative awards program also produces Grade 1 winners year after year. Of all the great PA breds, none is more well-known, more iconic than Smarty Jones. We salute Smarty on the 20th anniversary of his wins in the first 2 jewels of the 2004 Triple Crown, at the time becoming only the 3rd ever undefeated Preakness champ.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
And welcome back to Let's Go Racing. And Dick, you take a look at Smarty Jones 20 years ago today, talked about it, but this is going to be part 4 of 5. And this is a race that you got to see very up close.
I did. I was literally right behind the Chapmans in the boxes overlooking the finish line at the Preakness. And of course, this is home for me, and it was a huge deal. And I remember I did the show that week with Keith Jones, and I said, you know what? Smarty was really good in the Derby. I'm going to tout myself here. I said, wait till you see what he does in the Preakness.
Let's check out that run in the Preakness in part 4 of our series.
Undefeated winner of the Kentucky Derby since Seattle Slough in 1977. Smarty Jones has done it.
I remember we left Churchill the next day because we drove out. You know, I still had 40 horses at Parx. The next morning, I go to the barn. There's like 50 people from the media at my barn. And they're grabbing me and talking to me on the rail and stuff. That's when my wife stepped in. She goes, you know what? You train your horses. I'll set this stuff up for you. I think that's why we won the Sport Turfdom Award through the media, because everybody was so pleased the way everything went. We were very naive. You know, everybody's like, you know, were you going to go to the Preakness? Look, I don't know. I got to see how my horse comes out of the race, how he's acting.
I had never particularly wanted to go on that Triple Crown trail because I know the pressure. And my husband, that was a dream of his.
I told Mr. and Mrs. Chapman, I said, look, you know, we'll let him tell us. If he's training like he's been training, then we're definitely going to go for the Preakness. And he did.
I tell you, this horse has come a long, long way. He didn't used to be, I mean, he was a freaking handful.
You know, he was a little strong. I didn't train him a whole lot. Bob Newmauer asked me why I didn't breeze him. And I told him, I said, look, hell, my horse just ran 1.25 miles 2 weeks ago. The way he trains, he doesn't need to breeze.
Hey, Chap. Everything's super, buddy. Very good, very good. No, I just wanted to let you know we had a real good morning and everything's looking good, buddy.
And I felt strong about that. I felt that he was going into the race really, really good. You know, he's fit. I just want him mentally to think he can go bear hunting with a switch. That's what I want. And that's the way he went in the race.
And they're off. Smarty Jones gets off to a good beginning. Smarty Jones comes away with an narrow lead.
I mean, going to the first turn, I could tell right away Michael Smith was trying to control the race. Smarty broke sharp and he put himself in a good position.
But there goes Lionheart with his typical early tack, and Mike Smith is angling him out as they head for the clubhouse turn.
You know, Mike had to use his horse a little bit to get to the lead, to control the race. And I think more than anything, he wanted to try to park Stewart out in the middle of the racetrack.
And around the far turn, Mike Smith is giving Smarty Jones the rail.
And then when Stu ducked to the inside, you know, I knew he had some horse. I didn't know he had that much horse. Yeah, he just exploded.
And as they hit the top of the stretch, Smarty Jones has taken the lead. It is Smarty Jones in front.
And then to watch him draw off like that, I remember telling myself, backing down, Steve. We got one more to go. Let's not use it up. I don't want to leave it in the gym,
Smarty Jones, he's pulling away. He's pulling away to win impressively here. He's going to win by a colossal margin. Here is Smarty Jones. He wins the Preakness by a dozen lengths.
When that horse took off and kept running the way he did and won by the record margin, we were full of gratitude, but we were full of excitement that you just can't describe.
All I can say is wow.
I'll say the same thing.
Oh my God.
The guy from West Virginia and the guy from Germantown.
How about it, huh?
The Philadelphia story continues its magical way to the elusive Triple Crown.
First of all, I remember my father at the half-mile pole screaming, "No, not yet."
The country, they sure wanted a Triple Crown, and they sure wanted Smarty Jones to be that Triple Crown winner.
That was the largest margin, Chris, in the history of the Preakness. Still 20 years later, that still stands. Nobody's come close. Also a 118 buyer figure, which is the best of any 3-year-old in any Triple Crown race in the 21st century. And those are 2 of the data points we pointed out to the Hall of Fame people in hopes that Smarty Jones will get considered by the committee.
Those credentials are there. You got to get them in. Smarty Jones. All right, taking a look at some of the national races around the country, of course, and we're going to start in Delaware. The Delaware Handicap and the favorite, Wet Paint.
Yeah, Wet Paint, I think, is favored off of last year. She really hasn't done much this year, but she's even money off her reputation. We're interested in Morning Matcha for Butch Reed, 9-1, ran 3rd in this race last year. Can she improve on her 3rd this year?
Let's find out. Let's catch the Del Cap.
They go down the back of the track, and Abundancia shows the way and shows the way by 2. Malibu Beauty right there shadowing the speed in 2nd. And Honor D Lady is off the inside, has no excuses from here. In between rivals is Saddle Up Jessie. Queen of Missoula still stays at that rail. Morning Matcha has picked off a couple of rivals, and Wet Paint is still last of all in 3.5 furlongs, as they have about 3 furlongs now, and Abundancia kicks for the money and leads by 1. Malibu Beauty continues to chase in 2nd. Honor D Lady is raising the stakes in 3rd. Saddle Up Jessie is now starting to uncoil. Queen of Missoula stays at the rail. Red Kappa, Morning Matcha, and Wet Paint has been last throughout and needs to sprout wings. Homeward bound now in the 87th Del Cap, and Honor D Lady cuts that corner sweetly and leads by 2. Saddle Up Jessie has all of her chips in the pot in that 2nd place position, and Wet Paint is closing in 2. There's 150 yards to go, and Honor D Lady, she's simply not catchable today.
And the favorite goes down, Wet Paint, but you do see that Honor D Lady gets to the winner's circle.
Yeah, Honor D Lady was very impressive. It's interesting, Chris, the race that turned out to be the key here was the Lady Secret at Monmouth. The horses that ran 1-2 in that, or 2-3 in that race, ran 1-2 here. And if you like buyer figures, the top buyer figures ran 1-2, and the exacta paid 65.60. Not that I'm touting the buyer figure, since I've only been part of it for 30 years, but the buyer figures would have got you home at the Del Cap.
Staying at Delaware and taking a look at the Delaware Oaks, and we had a good favorite in there and taking a look at Cinnabar, but it was mostly about Cinnabar was kind of the new face, and maybe people betting the connection.
Right, daughter of Arrogate. Remember, this race was supposed to be last Saturday because of the heat, Chris. They had to postpone the whole card till Monday. Power Squeeze was the other horse getting bets at 6-5. Again, on paper, this looked like a 2-horse race, the Delaware Oaks.
Let's see if it did become a 2-horse race, the Delaware Oaks.
So midpoint of the first turn run, and it's Ringy Dingy emerging from out of the crowd to have a long neck lead. Call Another Play tries to relax the pace in 2nd, and one path off the rail is Princess Indy, who has a clear shot at the both of them. Sidamar is on hold in that 4th place position, and so is Power Squeeze, and Rugel still is a long-looking last with 5 furlongs to go in the Delaware Oaks, and now Ringy Dingy lets it out a notch to lead by only 3/4 of a length. Princess Indy is right there hounding the speed, and Call Another Play is not done yet. They've been trading blows for the first half a mile. On the outside, Power Squeeze is trying to close in. Sidamar is behind a wall of tiring speed, and Rugel whips them in. 3 furlongs to go in the 73rd edition of the Delaware Oaks, and Ringy Dingy is clinging on to the lead and is opened up by 1. Power Squeeze now emerges to be in 2nd. Princess Indy needs to do better. Same for Call Another Play. Sidamar in the pink cap is closing closing wide on the far outside. Ringy Dingy is trying to light up the board at 18-1. She brought her A game to the table today, and she kicks away by 3. Now Power Squeeze is getting closer, so is Sidamara, and now Power Squeeze takes the lead inside the final 100 yards. Sidamara's going to test her to the wire. Sidamara, Power Squeeze, Sidamara, photos!
And Power Squeeze gets the job done.
Impressively, I would say, at 6-5. And George Delgado, the trainer, afterwards said, you know what we're shooting for? The Catherine Sophia and Smarty Jones Day here at Parx when we come back off the break, and then the cotillion, so we might see Power Squeeze. And if she's going to run at the cotillion, she's going to have to really run because Torpedo Anna is pointing for the cotillion.
It might be the best 3-year-old in the country.
No doubt.
And now let's check out the Battery Park. We had some local connections going in there.
We did. Mo Visitor, who ran so well and defeated Monmouth Park in the Salvatore Mile, Chris, couldn't have run any better and got beat. It looks like in this race, got a chance to get loose on the lead from Mariah Montoya.
Let's check it out.
So it's a paceless affair in the Battery Park, and Mo Visitor trying to slow this down, leads by a length and a half, but Slip Mahoney is right there, shadowing that leader every step of the way in second, and Chef's Bullet rides that rail to third. Irish Court teams up with that rival, and up the inside, Magic Michael has all kinds of space to race, but is still on hold as that quarter pole gets closer with only 4 furlongs left to go, and Autoglide's been downgraded to the back of the pack. So Mo Visitor says, catch me if you can at the 3.5 furlong and stretches those legs to lead by 4. Shaft's Bullet's a clear-cut second. Magic Michael's had the run of the race. Up the inside, Autoglide's picked off 2, which is Slip Mahoney, and Irish Court, the 2 grays, are struggling in last. At the quarter pole, Mo Visitor still leading, but push is coming to shove. Shaft's Bullet is trying to take ground away, same as Magic Michael, and they turn for home. Mo Visitor kicks it into gear now and leads by 3. Shaft's Bullet just at this one pace trying to bridge that divide. Here comes Autoglide, closing down the center of the track. Mo Visitor huffing and puffing leads by 2. Shaft's Bullet is drifting out, so is Autoglide. Shaft's Bullet has the mid-track split. Autoglide surging late. Shaft's Bullet, Autoglide, head-bobbing photo finish.
Oh, and heartbreak there for Mo Visitor getting nipped late.
I just can't believe this horse got beat, Chris. I mean, you've called enough races, right? You see a horse up by 3, he's up by 4, the fractions are moderate, Michael Sanchez giving him a good ride, and he just got caught. Now, Autoglide has been on a roll 4 in a row, but those horses like Mo Visitor, they'll win like in that spot 95% of the time. And as I said to you, at the top of the stretch, I'd have bet $1 million, and I would now have $1 million less than I used to have, which I don't have anyway, but that's a whole other story.
That's why we love this game. That's why it's called horse racing. We're going to take one more break. We're going to come right back, and we're going to talk about Ernesto Padilla-Preciado. We promised you we're going to talk to him, so let's talk about his career year when we come back on the other side.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss Funny Man JB Smoove on Saturday, September 14th, plus Straight No Chaser on Friday, October 18th. Don't miss these 2 exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
Back here on Let's Go Racing, Chris Griffin, joined by the Hall of Famer Dick Jerardi. And Dick, you got a chance to interview another trainer who we've talked about, and it's nice to see some new names, some new faces as well, and Ernesto Padilla-Preciado, he's been impressive so far.
No question, Chris. He's already got 40 wins, which is as many as he's ever had in any one year, right? And we're in early July. He's an easy second in the standings. And around here, if you're second in the standings, you're actually first, because Ness already has first taken care of. But he's having a phenomenal year. And I look down, in the top group, say the top 10, there's only 3 with winning better than 20%, Jamie Ness, Cheeto, and Michael Pino. So he's not only winning, but he's winning at a real good percentage, and I had a chance to catch up with him.
We've been having an amazing year. Honestly, everybody, all the horses, they've been running pretty good so far. So we've been having a good campaign. We've been having a good horses too. You know, it's part of the game. If you have the horses to compete, you're always gonna be right there.
Now, how did you get in the game? What trainers did you work for? Because I know you haven't been out on your own as a trainer for all that long now.
I started with my family. I started with my uncle Lupe Preciado, Saha Walker. He was my first trainer that I worked with. And then I moved up to, pretty sure that was K. De Masi for a little bit, and then Carlos Guerrero. That's where I learned to gallop horses and, part of the game. And then I moved up to Delaware with Scott Lake. And you know, I started working in the starting gate and the jockey's room in Delaware is a ballet. So I've been related to all kind of work in the racetrack, like a starting gate, ballet, the pony boy, all kind of stuff.
Now, you've had some really cool horses. Malibu Star is a name that comes to mind. V-Sun's won more money than anyone's for you. Do you have a particular favorite through the years?
You know what, Malibu Star, I'm going to say he's one of my favorites, but it's a owner. The best ones I used to have that was Transparent and Dual Legger. I think that's the two horses that put me in the game.
Every once in a while you win at a long price. V-Sun won, I don't know, was he $1 million to 1 when he won the jump start? He was a pretty big price when he was second.
Yeah, I think he was 80 to 1 when he won the state. You know, he's one of the horses, he always going to give you the best he has. And sometimes the distance kills, like the 7 Fullers is perfect distance for him. Lately, he's been running okay. Not like the last year. The last year, he got an amazing year. He was doing pretty well. But he's been coming around pretty good, so hopefully by the next month, we get him ready for those races coming up.
Now, here's the most important question everybody wants to know. Where did your nickname come from, Cheeto?
My dad. But they told me when I was little, my dad used to call me Cheeto. And stuff like that, I mean, if somebody called me by my name, I never respond to that.
And I wrote about Cheeto this week on Let'sGoRacingParx.com. Fascinating guy. The fact that he's been an exercise rider, and as I mentioned in the story, all the great trainers here that he worked for, right? Including Kate DeMasi, Carlos Guerrero, Scott Lake. I mean, he's worked for all the heavyweights. And his uncle, the Hall of Famer himself, Lupe Preciado.
And if you're a top trainer, of course, you got to have a top jockey. Yes. So it's Jockey of the Week time, and let's find out from our friends at NovaCare who our Jockey of the Week is.
Congratulations, jockey Ruben Silvera. He is back. He had 3 wins this week and an impressive win on first-time starter Take the Money Honey, who crushed the field. Congratulations, Ruben Silvera, our Jockey of the Week, sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy.
And congratulations there. Thank you to NovaCare as well. And it's time for Trainer of the Week as well. And this guy was on fire. Here's our tunneltotowers.org Trainer of the Week.
Congratulations, Abdul Williams, our Trainer of the Week. He had an incredible 3 starts and 3 wins, all coming from Post 1. The PTHA proudly partners with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to bring this week's Trainer of the Week, Abdul Williams.
And congratulations to our trainer there for our tunneltotowers.org Trainer of the Week. And of course, we've got our Turning for Home Family Photo of the Week. That's a tongue twister right there. Taking a look at Irish Beau, and retired with a Beau tended in 2017, but now with Jesse Warner, who also leases Irish out to Haley, and they're going to team up and they're going to do a little dressage with one another. So really looking forward to that.
If that's a tongue twister for you, let's let me not say it. You do this for a living.
Best of the rest time here on Let's Go Racing. Taking a look at some other races around the country, and we're going to head out to the Midwest.
Yeah, Indiana Derby, Chris. This is fascinating. It's typically Brad Cox, Florent Giroux, and it's that again. They win those races out in the Midwest. The 8 Dragoon Guard has been there the whole way. Got to kind of pull away from the field late, get a 92 buyer. I would think there's some chance they might think about the PA Derby. Brad Cox and Giroux. They just did win it last year with Saudi Grant, so maybe we see him back here again.
And then they had a quick trip, obviously, because they had to head out to Iowa.
Yeah, my question is, how did Giroux get from Indiana, which is in the middle of nowhere, that racetrack, Horseshoe, Indianapolis, to Prairie Meadows? But he did, and somehow he almost wins this thing with just a touch. Who was a pretty significant favorite. The 9 is flying late, but can't catch the 3. Henro for my man Chris Hartman, and Rafael Bejarano still winning him after all these years.
I think that plane had to be ready on the runway, ready to take him right out of there.
From the winner's circle.
Right into Iowa. Taking a look at our PTHA trophy race and coming back here locally and taking a look at Ruperto Perez. He continues to do very well off the claim.
Yeah, big favorite, Edge of Glory for Jamie Ness, 1-2 chasing, but just can't keep up. And here comes Dudley Dickerson, Chris. The 5 is going to get up late for my man Wilfred Vasquez at the wire. Dudley Dickerson at 7-2. And here's Dan.
Here with our winning jockey, Wilfred Vasquez. You rode Dudley Dickerson the first time and just lost by a neck. Today you got the win. Take us through your trip.
Yeah, this time in this 1 mile is better for him. So I just try to take a good trip with him. That's the result.
Now, did you hear the 4 coming up on the inside, but you had more to get home?
Yeah. Thank you, Roberto, for the opportunity and the honor. Thanks, good, for this victory.
And congratulations again to the Connections. Thank you to Danny Gibson, of course, for getting that PTHA trophy interview. It's break time. We're going to come on back and we're going to have some Parx picks. We're going to see if Dick and Craig can find a winner here on all the upcoming racing. Come on back to Let's Go Racing.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss the hilarious Steve Trevino on Saturday, November 23rd, plus funny lady Kathleen Madigan on Saturday, December 7th. Don't miss these 2 exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
And welcome back to Let's Go Racing. It's time for Eye on Racing.
Yeah, the Diana today, Grade 1 at Saratoga. Nisi Marie ran so well at Saratoga, just missed in a Grade 1. Diddy is back, who won that race, and Chad Brown, of course, has a huge contingent. And in the Sanford today, Butch Reed is up there. How about Baby Dukes? Remember how impressive he was winning his maiden here at Parx? The 2-year-old, he'll be in the Sanford against the highly touted Matee that you called up in New York. And also tomorrow at Laurel Park, the Benz Cat, the Hall of Famer here at Parx. We have bump and run for Tim Shaw, and Whitty is in the AEs. Back in 2 weeks, not 100% sure if he's going to go, but interesting race at Laurel Park tomorrow.
Lots of great racing on the slate here today, and we've got some Parx picks as well. Looking forward to racing right here in Ben Salem.
So race 9 on Monday, Chris, it's a 7-horse race. You'll love this. But combined, they've won 44 times and $2.5 million. This is a deep, powerful, really strong field. I like Recruiter. I think the race sets up for him. Cal Lynch, a lot of early speed. Hopefully he can come running late at 6 furlongs. But man, this is a really good race. Smooth B, talented man, Scaramouche, they're all in there.
It's that time of year. Very competitive races right here at Parx, and let's find out who Craig Donnelly likes with his selection.
In the 3rd race on Monday, a horse is going to try to prove something he hasn't done before. The horse is named Winning on Weekends, and what he's going to do is try to win on a weekday, and I think that can be done. This is a horse that a few starts back, Winning on Weekends really showed nothing. I thought, this isn't the horse I thought he'd be, having won once by 17 lengths. However, last start, what was impressive, he was stepping up in class against a tough field, went off 12-1. Around the far turn, it was obvious he was going to win. The jock had so much horse, Andrew Wilson, that as soon as he said go, the horse just took off, and it was the best race of his career for Winning on Weekends. And I think he'll be able to go back into Pennsylvania Bred Company on Monday's 3rd race and get the job done again in a very competitive 7-horse field.
And thank you very much to Craig Donnelly, another Hall of Famer. Hopefully you guys find a winner, and hopefully you guys out there find some winners. As we're done. We've wrapped things up just like that.
How about that?
Lots of exciting racing coming up here on this Saturday. Hope you enjoy a great day of racing from Let's Go Racing. We'll see you next week. And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby.